Hello friends, this is Coldrun, back with Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker. I have a cat by my side, and that's Pigeon, and we are going to continue on our journey here. We have two options. We can do Kryl, hitting the books, finding the reason behind the form's inexplicable behavior, or Thancred for Thavnair Bound. I have no idea which one they want to do. Let's talk to these people first. Alizé, I still don't understand how the votes could be unanimous. What could possibly convince them to turn their backs on Eorzea? That's a great question. I really have no theories on that at this point. I don't think Fandaniel is contacting them directly. I think that here's my best guess. My best guess is that they're convinced that it will that there's going to be nothing beneficial to the world in like helping, that we're just so doomed already that like something they've seen or some knowledge they have convinces them that the world is so already 100% doomed that the best they could do is stay out of it and try to preserve the remains or something. Alphino. If the Forum is intent on concealing its intentions, then a cursory investigation will avail us little, I suspect. We will need it to dig deeper and with the greatest of care. Yeah, that's true. The process by which the process by which foreign members are elected is fair and equitable. Neither wealth nor social standing offers any advantage to a prospective candidate. But fairly elected or not, Master Matoya still found them to be insufferable. That's no surprise. I hope we get some more Master Matoya this expansion. She is great, and I would be shocked if we just don't see her. Our tour of the city was a pleasant distraction. I feel more than ready now to tackle the challenges of the day. What an enthusiastic fellow. And then we got the other team. This is the far edgier group. Like, super edgy. Let's talk to you. So it's back to Thavnair. Had I known earlier, I would have considered more suitable attire. What is more suitable attire for Thavnair? Alright. Though I have read much on the subject of Radz-at-Han, this visit shall be my first. It will be interesting to see how the Honish mean to contend with the tower, different as their magical and technological disciplines are. The Honish, so I guess Thavnair people are called the Honish? Okay. I am going to random.org. 1 means we're going with the left group, 2 means we're going with the right group. 1 it is. We're going with Kryl's group. Hitting the books. Kryl is intent on uncovering the reason behind the Forum's inexplicable behavior. Did they always have this foot coffer gear where it's just like an icon of the foot on an icon of the gear piece we're about to get on the logo itself? I don't know if that's new or not. An unsettling change has come over Sharlayan. Sharlayan. But together we will divine the underlying cause for the Forum's callousness. As I mentioned, however, questioning the counselors directly is a fruitless endeavor. They seem to have already come to a consensus as to what and how little they are willing to divulge, which is why I began scouring the Sharlayan's archive of historical records for any hint of a connection to the final days. Suffice it to say that progress has been slow. There are only so many dusty pages one can skim in a day, yet they need the internet here. Someone with magic needs to invent it. But now, I have this band of willing reinforcements, the search would provide all the swifter. I mean, technically, but like I imagine they still have thousands of books. It's like doubling your chances to win the lottery. Yes, doubling is 100% more, but it's still like nothing. Let us reconvene outside Numenon, shall we? Exit the annex to the right. Okay, archives on the western edge of the woods. Gotcha. It's quite a classic and like almost heroic kind of victory, kind of quest accept song. So let's see some of the stuff on the walls here. Oh my fucking god. There's art of Good King Mughal-Mog. Look at the poem. Good King Mughal-Mog. There's like a poem on the right side of Good King Mughal-Mog. Can I read this? To something his Mughal. And the last line is like all Mughals something. I can't. It's that weird language. So I think that's I think the top one, I guess, is Cartno, but I don't really know. What is this? The Great Ocean. Got a phoenix, just kind of regular Here Be Dragons art. And this is, yeah, I initially thought this was the Crystal Tower because it's a tower. But no, this is the Crystal, no, I guess this is the Crystal Tower, but this is something else. This is just like a fragment of Dalamud, maybe? Unless this is an artistic image of like Dalamud itself. I don't know. You got a cube here, which looks like the final cube from Star Tropics on NES. I don't know what's above that. Like a broken city, but it's hard to tell the architecture for me. Got some woods. What is that? There's a person standing there. It's a person standing inside like a crystalline tower with crystalline pillars going towards it. I don't know. Got a map. So Garlemald's up there. I wonder what all the cloud covering is. I guess it's just artistic, but it's weird that you'd put so much cloud covering over important stuff on the map. Is that just a sign that we don't really know what's there? Or is that like the Sea of Clouds? I see the whale in the sky. That can't be. Sea of Clouds is elsewhere. The Sea of Clouds. This is... No, it's Dravania is like over there. I don't really have a good sense of the geography of this game because I warped so far around, so far to all over the place. You got the sirens over there. I wonder... There's Razadhan. So Razadhan is in a southern area. I don't know what that is. And then we got the Stormblood locations there of Doma and some other places. Yeah, at one point I want to get like an encyclopedia. I think there's like an Encyclopedia Eorzea that might help in that. Let's see. Anything else cool here? Just a map. Another neat map. There's all kinds of cool map. This is Garuda with this, I think it's Garuda. Is this Garuda? She certainly got the assets of Garuda. Yeah, that's Garuda, I think. It's a pretty sweet Garuda fan art you got there. Alright, so we're heading outside Numenor. Before we go meet Kryl, it looks like there's a unlock quest here, the Hunt for Specimens, Diminutive Gleaner. The Diminutive Gleaner is on the lookout for an able-bodied adventurer. Sounds like me. Do my eyes deceive me, or are you Kakushu Kushu? I am the one and the only. You're just gonna look at me? I mean, I'm quite something, but like... Well, as I live and breathe, it is you. Ha! I knew I'd be the first to track you down. Who's the guild ship's top hunter now? Oh, this is the hunter quest. Okay, this is the guild hunts. Wait, you have heard of guild ship hunts, yes? They're not so different from the hunts you're familiar with in Eorzea, as I understand it. I'd wager they're rather more challenging, but an adventurer of your caliber would never turn down a challenge, would you? I don't really do the more like savage mode, so I guess I do turn down challenges. No, you would not. Pray speak with Northoda at the Peristyle to register your interest at the earliest convenience. Okay. Why do I know the name Peristyle from? Like, I'm thinking of the... Oh, you know what? No, it's from Final Fantasy Type 0, which I'm also playing right now. The Vermilion Peristylium is like the Kingdom of Rubrum, if I'm remembering. Or like something like that. I am Northota. Have you come to place a bounty on an unruly beast? Ah, Rogaden women. You're the best. I friggin' love Rogaden women. By the scholar! You're Kakushu? I was half convinced I'd set the others an impossible task asking them to find you. The Gleaners Guild ship... Why is it called the Gleaners? Gleaning means just like... To glean something is like to get the gist of it. Why are they called the Gleaners? This is weird. The Gleaners Guild ship has begun posting hunt bills, you see, in the hopes that capable individuals will take up arms to lighten our ever-increasing load. Unfortunately, capable individuals remains the sticking point. Few hailing from our fair polis are willing to take up arms, let alone to stand against the more fearsome specimens. Yeah, this seems like kind of a bookish place, so I'm guessing that you have either some black mages or not a lot of military support. You, however, have the experience and the grit we need. When I heard that you had arrived on our shores, it was music to my ears. You needn't work for free, of course. We've done our research, and the rewards we offer are as fine as any you'll find abroad. The currency we employ is a relic of times when gleaner was a great deal less figurative. I'm Googling this. Am I missing something about the word gleaner? Dictionary.com. I feel like I'm missing some kind of historical thing. Glean, to gather slowly and laboriously, to learn or discover little by little. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we'll find out. You may find it somewhat eccentric, but it's as good as Gil here. Speaking of eccentric, you should note that the majority of our clients are scholars. You probably won't have heard of half the creatures they send you after, but I find it's best not to worry about that overmuch. Slay beasts, collect samples, try not to think about the long-term effects of touching said samples, and get paid. Simple, no? I'm getting kind of Bloodborne vibes from the very beginning where they're like, where what's-his-name says, like, oh, just go out and kill a few beasts. Don't think too hard about it. It's for your own good. That's what we do. That being said, I wouldn't dream of throwing you into the deep end just yet. Let's have you start off with some junior marks so you can get your feet wet. Fine by me. Guildship hunts, now accessible. You're now permitted to take bills for junior marks from Guildship hunt boards in Old Sharlayan and Radzat-Han. Okay, so Radzat-Han is going to be our second base. Now, I thought that was just going to be... Because I know that, like... We're going to Garlemald. I know a couple of those places, but I didn't know if there were going to be if it was going to be like where Yule. No, I guess most expansions have 2 hubs. The last one to only have one was Heaven's Word, where it was really just, and even then you had kind of Idyllshire, but that's not really the same thing. But yeah, you had Stormblood, you had the desert town. What's it called? Ralgar's Reach and Kugane. Shadowbringers, you had Yulemore and the Crystarium, and here I guess it's Radzat-Han, and I guess that's a good idea. It gives you some variety, so you're not stuck in one hub the whole expansion. Okay, defeat the monsters described on the bills, and you'll be rewarded with tokens that can be exchanged for exclusive items. To exchange them, speak with either Jalakshai in Old Sharlayan or Wilmetta in Radzat-Han. New quests and associate marks will become available from Nerthoda in Old Sharlayan upon reaching level 83. Sweet. I can dispatch those 2 to Labyrinthos. I don't know what Labyrinthos is. And then I can send no one, apparently, to Thavnair. Gods, we could really use an extra pair of hands in the field. So, So, I know Thavnair is a place I'm going, so I assume Labyrinthos is the same. Alright, let's check out the junior marks. Limascabra in the hatching canal in Labyrinthos. We got sacks of nuts. Okay. Okay. Always good to get some nutsacks. Oh, that's right. So, let's see. Inventory. Ether compass. Let's move to my collection. The ether compass is no longer a thing? Really? How are we going to find about flying? That's interesting. It sounds like that's been a change. Alright, so we got 5 here. Labyrinthos, Thavnair, and Garlemald. Eblon Ice Trap. Oh, we're already getting the Final Fantasy IV references. Eblon being, and I keep making references to things that not everyone necessarily has played. Eblon was like the ninja city in Final Fantasy IV. Okay. So we'll keep an eye out for those things, but I won't, until I find them, I won't look too closely. So what can we buy with, oh wow, wait, the nuts from Shadowbringers carry over here? That's fantastic. We can get Diabolos wings, a pair of Diabolos wings, Nagshian cat, the very soul and grace of nobility, and can see souls to boot. 100% I'm just getting, it's not even a question, I'm just getting this now. Unbowed orchestration roll, a bunch of stuff. I mean, I might as well get the Diabolos wings, right? And let's get Unbowed. That's really weird that they don't... I mean, I'm glad, I guess, that it's a nice convenience thing. It's weird that they use the same currency, though. Alright, let's check out what we got here. Okay, a broader otter. I think you'll have to sit this one out. Nagshia and cat. Nagshia. I don't know. Is Nagshia... If I guess Nagshia is a zone that's in this area? In former times in Nagshia, the breeding of this graceful and noble cat was permitted only to royalty and high priests, as befitting of cats. Yet it was only for these traits that it was not only for these traits it was coveted. Legend holds that its blue eyes can discern the ether of all things, including departed souls. Look at the little footprints, the little paw prints on this. Is that on all of them? I never noticed this until just now. This is why I'm happy I'm slowing down. I had no idea that everyone had, like, their own little paw prints on, That's so cute. And the serpent is just like a belly print. Oh my god, that's adorable. The other thing is I only discovered recently when watching someone else's earlier Final Fantasy Let's Play that you can hover over these and stuff shows up. I've never beheld such grace, such elegance, such unfathomable beauty, stricken traveler. Yet we all get that way around cats. Most people do. I do, anyway. So, as I was about to head over there, I noticed that there were a couple of side quests awaiting me. So, let's check these out. Bald Swiss. You look amazing. Scholarly perspective. You seem to have caught Bald Swiss's interest. Hello, friend. Are you new to Sharlayan? You have that look about you. I thought as much. Oh, God. No, no, no. Well, sorry about that. I thought as much. I'm not bothering you, am I? I so rarely meet travelers from beyond our shores, and I couldn't pass up an opportunity to broaden my horizons. Yeah, that's weird. You don't meet travelers from because it sounded like in some way they get people who are like travelers from afar, but in all other ways they're really restrictive about who enters. Can I assume a visitor such as yourself is eager to do the same? If you've an interest in learning about the city's history, and boy do I, then I know the perfect person to give you an impromptu lesson. Head on over to Scholar's Harbor and keep an eye out for a black-haired Rogaden. That'd be my brother, and he'll know the tale of any pillar or statue you care to point out. We'd be more than happy to share it with you. Okay, let's find him. We're approaching the statue gazer, and boy, is this a good spot to look at it. Look at the statue from. Was there something I might help you with? I don't know how my voice sounds in this game. Ah, my dear sister, you say? Well, she did indeed send you to the right man. For who better to teach you about Sharlayan's history than a Studium certified history professor? Your ruffs are fantastic. Those are some legendary ruffs you have on you, good sir. Here, take my spyglass. Go on, take it. No time like the present to learn about the past. We shall begin your education with divine Thaliak, the scholar himself. Inspect the statue of Thaliak. Okay. Yeah, I'm ready to learn about Thaliak. Examine and learn about the history of... Okay, what am I looking at? The scholar's ewer. Mythology tells us that Thaliak bore a magicked pitcher which poured forth the waters of knowledge. Oh, that's a good reason. That's a good association between knowledge and water. Makes sense. See how the water is drawn up from the canals and cascades endlessly into the sea? As well as recreating from the divine ewer from the tale, it also symbolizes the wisdom from which rises our city and flows out into the world. I mean, that's interesting because it doesn't just rise out, flow from your city, because it's like a recycling. Like it goes out into the world and then people come in and bring the water back and then it flows back out again, refreshed and renewing. If you would like to learn more about the mechanism by which it works, the stonemasons who built it left records of their struggle in the archives of the Numenon. A rather challenging construction by all accounts. Yeah, that looks like a engineering feat. The Scholar's Head. Always good to get head from a scholar. This statue was the representation of Thaliak, one of the 12 divinities of Eorzea and the guardian deity of Sharlayan. As the god of knowledge, he rules over rivers and wisdom. There was once a system of governance in Sharlayan known as the Ecclesia, a great gathering at which each citizen was given a voice in decisions affecting the nation's future, and it was during one such forum wherein the people voted to elect Thaliak as our patron. I like that. I like that it wasn't just like one day Josiah Sharlayan set foot here and decided this would be, he would devote this place to his god. It sounds like this was a joint decision. I like that. It was not piety which drove this choice, but rather a natural progression of our principles and creeds. We Sharlayans here have, after all, always devoted ourselves to the pursuit of knowledge. What else you got? The Scholar's Booty. The Scholar's Feet. If you've learned your history, you'll know that the 6th Umbral Era brought a catastrophic flood to the lands of Eorzea. I definitely knew that was a thing that happened. I didn't know it was a flood. Like, I probably knew at some point, but I certainly didn't remember it. So, that was 2 calamities ago, right? It was not the one, it was not Bahamut, it was the one before Bahamut. Yeah, I think it was the one before Bahamut. Yet when all seemed lost, the 12 Archons rose up and saved multitudes from a terrible fate. Of those 12, it was Archon Nunkrep who brought our ancestors here in his ark. Oh, Nunkrep is like the Noah. Okay. And together they founded what was to become the great nation of Sharlayan. So Sharlayan is old, but it's also only as old as the 6th, just after the 6th Umbral Era. Or 6th Astral Era. The beach at the foot of Thaliak's statue is the very spot where those first Sharlayans made land. I imagine now they must have felt on that day some 600 years ago. Yeah, that must have been... I guess I don't know what about this place stood out to them as the place they should settle, or if it was just the first dry land they came across. And there you have it. I guess it was the first dry land they came across because it was a flood. They probably were rejoicing to see like any dry land. And there you have it. Hope you enjoyed your introduction to Sharlayan historical architecture. If we are to do justice to the towering Thaliak, however, there's one last snippet of knowledge we simply cannot overlook. Come along to the foot of the statue. Okay, lead on, friend. Pray direct your attention to yon doors. Okay. Behind them, nestled within a statue itself, is a chamber known as the Pathless Way. The Pathless Way. This is giving me very Ralker's Reach vibes, with that giant statue that you could kind of like go to the temple beneath through. Those who have acquired mastery over specialized disciplines, or whose deeds have led to significant advances in their chosen field, are invited to enter said chamber and receive the title of Archon. I was asking in the last session what the title of Archon means, and now I know. So it means that you're like it's sort of like a doctorate. It's sort of like it's some kind of high honor for achievement in your field. We place great value on the pursuit of knowledge, and thus the Archons are held in especially high regard. As the embodiment of our ideals, they are permitted to browse the forbidden archives, and have ever stood at the center of our nation's greatest achievements. So we have a few Archons in our party. Maybe they'll be able to get some knowledge from the forbidden archives. Now as for the most sacred and sacred ceremony which awards them their title, I'm afraid even I am not privy to the particulars. You'll forgive me my ignorance on the subject, I hope. I certainly will. A scholar and a gentlewoman, and thus concludes the lesson. Should you happen to return by the same route, pray convey my warmest regards to Baltwis. That was totally worth it. I will convey my regards to your sister. Hey, there's a guy here named Abelard. Wasn't Abelard like a medieval monk? Abelard and Eloise? Oh, I'm simply sitting here watching them unload cargo. Really gives you a sense of the Sharlayans' work ethic. Although I can't shake the feeling there are more crates than usual. More crates than usual. I'm not sure. Maybe just because there's such an influx of people. That must be it. Thank you for the direction, Bald Swiss. Your brother's great. So are you. Ah, you've just come back from hearing one of my brother's lectures, haven't you? It's another look I'm quite familiar with. A look of gratitude and joy. His breadth of historical knowledge is extensive, sufficient to earn him the title of Archon, he hopes. The problem is, if his contributions to the field are to be officially acknowledged, he must have written recommendations from high-ranking professors, but in these tumultuous times, such ceremonial concerns have been pushed to one side. I'm certain that if the world doesn't end, then he will become an Archon. And so he idles his spare moments at the harbor now, just gazing out at the ocean. I thought having an eager student might relight his spark, which is why I jumped at the chance to speak with you. That's incredibly sweet. That's a great gift for your brother. I must apologize for not being more honest with my intentions. Please accept this gift for your troubles and allow me to welcome you once more to Sharlayan. No worries at all. This was a great experience. Thank you. So let's see what Toffwib here, the bookseller, has to say. Oh my god, I thought your eyes were on top. I thought you were some new race that had like a potato head and like your eyes were on the top, but no. A literary delivery. Toffwib seems excited to meet a real-life adventurer. Oh, are you one of those adventuring types I've heard so much about? Oh, but this is perfect. I just happen to have an errand of the kind that adventurers love, or so I'm told. I'm holding on to some volumes my customers ordered in, but instead of coming to pick them up, they've all decided they want their goods delivered. So I find myself in need of delivery drudge. Person? Might that person be you? I mean, I'll do it for the experience, but you know that I'm like the warrior of light, right? Huzzah! Let me give you the details. All in all, there are 3 books on the delivery docket. The first is Ishgardian Astrology, a comprehensive theory that should be handed to a servant at Albright Manor. The White Yonder is for a certain talkative book lover who you'll know by the constant stream of chatter, and the last, Narrow Road Through the Deep Grass. These are all references, aren't they? I don't know what the first 2 are, but I know that I guess there's the Wild Blue Yonder, but I don't know what the wild. It's just a phrase. I know that there was that book by the Japanese author Matsuo Basho, Narrow Road to the Deep North. That's what the last one is a reference to, at least. And the last goes through one of the toughest, most unflappable gleaners I have ever met. I'll just mark their locations on this handy map, like so. The books are bought and paid for. No need to collect any coin, but do return to me for your own reward. Alright, let's be heroes and deliver some books. Unflappable Gleaner. You're looking for the Yonder Book, maybe? Something I can help you with? Oh no, you're looking Narrowed Through the Deep Grass. The quintessential travel journal of the R.I. Wanderer, Holan. Its pages paint an evocative picture of the Azim steppe and the rich culture of its native tribes. What a good book to read. The Azim steppe is absolutely one of my favorite zones in the game. And I stand for Sadhu. I will do horrible crimes if she will look at me happily. Is that my book? Good, I need it for my journey. I usually don't have a great deal of time for reading, but as I'm leaving for authored on requisition duty, I wanted to do some research on Far Eastern cultures. I know little of the peoples of the Azim steppe. Yeah, I don't think any of them are coming to visit here. It says here that there are 51 distinct Zala tribes, each with their own customs and traditions. The Baduga, for example, are exclusively male, and they're known for kidnapping male outsiders to replenish lost numbers. I didn't know about that. Is this accurate? I'll need to tread carefully, it seems. Thanks for the timely delivery. Yeah, it looks like I just saved your ass from becoming a Baduga yourself. Alright, this next one goes to the Albright Manor servant. Can I go into Albright Manor? You are dapper as fuck. Look at you. I don't think I can go into Albright Manor, can I? No, I can't. Welcome to Albright Manor. Do you have an appointment? I have Ishgardian Astrology, an in-depth dissertation on the merits and limitations of Ishgardian astrology as compiled by Jean-Aquinard de Durandare. So from House Durandare, I wonder if this was someone who came up in the Astrologian questline. Astrologian's one of the few jobs I haven't really touched the storyline for. Yet. Ah, yes, one copy of Ishgardian Astrology, a comprehensive theory, just as his lordship requested. I must confess to some confusion, however. What interest would his lordship, an esteemed practitioner of Sharlayan astrology, have in such outdated Ishgardian discipline? Outdated discipline. Not that I'm in any position to question his lordship's reading habits, of course. on your way, then. Okay, I'll see you later, Judgy Judgerson. So, I'm heading to deliver the last book here, and this is the new section. This is called Tranquility. I wonder why it's called Tranquility. I mean, it's peaceful and all. Gorgeous Gorgio. Studium is home to all manner of debate, though there are some who have taken to recording forensic victories, even betting on who will win and who will lose an argument. I friggin' hate that. I really hate the idea of debate as a competition. The scion of House Levelier, who graduated quite a while ago, claimed the most wins and is yet to be dethroned. Yeah, I'm not surprised. Especially, oh my god, young Alphino as young debate team Alphino must have been utterly insufferable. Gorgio, you have the world's greatest pants. Did you know that? I hope you know that. You got, like, Payne Stewart pants. I think Payne Stewart was the golfer who passed away, but, with the amazing classic golf attire. Babbling book lover. You're casting a spell on that book. Please tell me you've brought my new book. I've been waiting for what feels like ages for the latest shipment to arrive. The White Yonder, penned by the young Honoroit Bonlardois. Oh, Honoroit. Honoroit was like the kid, right? Oh my god. This account records all his sights and sounds of his journey throughout the Sea of Clouds in exquisitely accurate detail. Remind me if Honoroit was actually... I played Heaven's Word so long ago, but remind me if Honoroit was actually with us when we were questing through the Sea of Clouds, or if he might have just done this on his own. But what a cool callback. Yes, finally. Did you know The White Yonder was written by a lad of 14 years? I did. I knew him well. I myself questioned how reliable such a work could possibly be, but a Far Eastern colleague with whom I've been exchanging correspondence says he absolutely swears by it. It describes the wonders of the Abelathian Sea of Clouds in exquisite detail, and it's by all accounts a roaring good read. The bit about the fighting Paisas is said to be an especially entertaining episode. Well, sorry, I should let you return to your deliveries and whatnot. Thank you kindly for putting this long-awaited treat into my ever-so-grateful hands. Yeah, it can feel great to get a book you've been lusting after. I feel you. While we're here, let's go ahead and unlock this final section, the Studium, this final crystalline thing. Yeah, it's really cool to see the full version of this place, as opposed to just the broken down version we saw in the Dravanian Forelands or Hinterlands or whichever. I'll hold off on checking out the Studium right now and just head back to turn in this quest. I have done your dirty work, Toffweb. All safely delivered? Ha! Of course they were. My shop is well known for carrying publications not only from Sharlayan authors, but from all manner of foreign chroniclers and tale-tellers. Meaning, every time a new shipment comes in, I'm faced with an avalanche of work. I would have been buried alive without your assistance today, so here's a little something to show my gratitude. Go on, you've earned it. Thank you. Yeah, hands on hips. Be proud of yourself, bookseller. I think I want to check out, before I wrap up today, I want to check out what this unlock quest is, Sights of the End. So we're back here by the overlook of Thaliak the Scholar. And this is an unlock from Babeth Ironheart. Beg pardon, good madam. I could scarce help notice that there's sightseeing log on your person. You wouldn't happen to be the adventurer my niece wrote about, would you? Your niece? Who's your niece? Aha! So it is you! Pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Babeth Ironheart, Millith's aunt and seasoned explorer. You have a cool style, Aunt Babeth. And I like your shoes. I guess Millie must have been the person who first gave me the sightseeing log like a million years ago. Be a dear and hand me that log of yours. Millie told me all about how she helped you embark on explorations of your own, so it's only right that I share with you some wisdom of my own. Let me see here. Oh, can't forget to mention that. And done. So we're getting a sightseeing log. You should be all set, dear. I've jotted down everything I heard about the most remarkable vistas this realm has to offer. Of course, a few notes I've shared are not more than rumors. Some describing locales so fantastical that I could barely believe they exist. But, as I always say, the true joy of exploration lies not in the destination, but in the journey. That's what I'm counting on and what I've found to be generally true, especially with MMOs. So go forth, dear, and see what sort of journey these hints take you on. That sightseeing log of yours won't fill itself, you know. And it hasn't traditionally in the past. I know that from experience. I very rarely have touched the sightseeing log. And that's going to be a change. I'm going to check out some of the sightseeing places. Thavnair, Sharlayan, and beyond. So where do I actually see the sightseeing log? Logs, I guess? Sightseeing log. Yeah, I've seen, like, nothing. Yeah, this is Stormblood. These are Shadowbringers. Look at all this stuff. I've gotten some of these just by... I was by them and I just clicked the thing, but this is why I'm slowing down. Look at all this. There's so much amazing stuff here. Baron was a name taken from a Ronso of historical note. Wasn't Baron a Ronso from Final Fantasy X? One of the bullies? I don't remember. Maybe I'm mistaken. But now we have the Endwalker stuff. Yeah, Labyrinthos, Thavnair, Garlemald. Okay. I won't look too much more at that, because it looks like we just have to discover that for ourselves. And I'm not going to go out of my way to clear them out before I complete each area, but I'll try to see them as I go. I'll try to keep an eye out for them as I go. And that's going to be it for me for now. Thank you for watching. Next time, actually, let's get an ending sight view of this guy. Of this guy. That's probably a rude way to describe a god and patron deity of our home, of the place we're visiting. So next time there's a couple more side quests I want to check out. I want to see that there's one Doll Dash I want to check out, and Awaiting Love, and then we will continue with the main quest, and we'll also explore the Studium in the west of Sharlayan. So yeah, thanks for watching, and me and this delightful cat will see you later. Bye-bye.